Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have something to confess to y'all. I have never been to a little free library. I know I'm probably the only booktuber, the only bookworm in the world who's never been to one, but I do have a good reason. Basically, I live in a really small town in the middle of nowhere, which I like. I love living in the country. I've lived in the country pretty much my whole life, except for a couple years where I lived in the city. That was not for me. And while living in the country is very fun, you do lack certain amenities and we don't have all the fancy stuff you see in bigger cities, including little free libraries. But I was doing some research recently and I saw that a couple of towns not too far from me have several little free libraries. So I decided that today we're going to go on a road trip to visit as many little free libraries as possible. I think I have 8 or 9 on my list, which is a lot. I doubt I'll get to them all, but I wanted to have a variety because I don't know what I'm going to find inside the libraries. I did try to pick ones that were not for children because I found several little free libraries that were dedicated to children's books or like middle grade and below. And while I'm okay with finding some middle grade books or children's books, I'm more interested in adult fiction. And of course, I do have a bag of books right here to swap out in the libraries. This is just a bunch of random stuff. I have the picture of Dorian Gray because I got a new copy, so I don't need this one. This copy of Anne of Green Gables. I have the Puffin and Bloom one, the really pretty one. So even though this is a really nice edition, I like the Puffin and Bloom one better. I've got some theology books, some random cozy mysteries, all kinds of stuff. So I will be able to trade books at the libraries. I think that's about it for the intro to this video. I am bringing my sister with me today because I thought I might need some help filming in like a vlog style while I'm opening the little libraries and stuff. So she's gonna be coming with me and we're gonna head off right now. Okay, y'all, here it is, my very first little free library in the middle of this condominium complex type thing. It's so tiny and cute. Maybe I should take a picture with it. Okay, let's see what's inside. I don't think I've ever heard of any of this stuff. Oh, there's a Bible in here. That's awesome. Oh, wait. Okay, I've seen Oshina talk about this book, and she really liked it. I think I'm going to take this. And the rest of it... Oh, no. Okay, I've read this book, The Glass Castle. Don't recommend that book, so I'm not going to take that. Not really my thing. What is this? Oh, that's interesting. The Sunsets in Singapore. Never heard of this. Wow, this is an ARC. So somebody in this neighborhood is a reader who gets ARCs. That's cool. I don't know who Joni Mitchell is. Is she famous, I guess? Alright, so I got one book. That's cool. And I'm going to put one book in. Since we already have a Bible in here, I'm going to put in this theology book. This didn't work for me. I'm not the target audience, but hopefully it'll be a blessing to someone else. Okay, that was my first little free library trip. That was so fun. Bye! Thank you! Okay guys, we just found this one. It's not on the map. But yeah, it's here. So I'm gonna take a look. Looks like it's gonna be children's books mostly. Yeah. Kids books. What's this? My sister might like this. I might take this for her. Okay, I have read this book. I don't remember liking it, so up here. Little tiny student edition. This is a classic, right? I've never read this classic. Okay, I think I'm gonna take this for my sister. Yeah, so really cool. I can't believe we found one just driving around. So that's 2 down. Okay, next little free library is in front of someone's house, which is a little bit weird, but I'm not sure about any of this stuff. I haven't heard about much of it. And up here, okay, this one, Tess of the D'Urbervilles. That's like my least favorite book of all time. No luck here, but I'm glad we tried. right, heading to the fourth Little Free Library, and we're in a different town now, by the way, so I'm interested to see how the books change. And this is the church, by the way. Let's take a look. Oh, this one's really full. There's some interesting stuff in here. All right. I don't recognize any of these names off the top of my head. Danielle Steele, I know. This is kind of interesting. It's a journal and it hasn't been written in at all, so that's kind of fun. Bob Barker. There's 2 copies of these High Green Hills, which is the 3rd book in the Mitford series. I've heard about that series and I kind of want to read it, but I would like to start with the 1st book, obviously. They also have this, a collection of John Wesley's sermons. Also, I didn't even show y'all, but this is like really cute. It's like stained glass. I like that it's decorated. Okay, hey guys, updating you from the car because that was quite the fiasco at the end there. I didn't film it, but basically that Little Free Library was stuffed full. When I opened the door, the books were starting to fall out. And I got 2 books. I took the John Wesley sermons and also The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. I've never read this, but I know it's really popular. And I did not put any books back in there because I could not figure out how they had Tetrised those books to fit into that Little Free Library. Like, I stood there for probably 5 minutes rearranging the books and cramming them back and forth in there. And at the end, I could not get anything else in. And I still had that Bob Barker book in my hand. I didn't want to take it with me. So I finally, with my sister's help, got it all shoved in there. But there was seriously no room for me to put books in there, so I didn't swap anything there. I just took stuff, but hopefully that's okay. Just, yeah, the Bob Barker book, I don't know. Apparently he wanted to come home with me, but I don't need that, so I left it. Anyway, that was our 4th Little Free Library of the day, and I am not tired of going to these at all. This is so fun. I see why people enjoy this, and I think I'm going to try to go to at least a couple more, so let's go. Alrighty, my friends, we are approaching our 5th Little Free Library, and this one is actually on a museum, or at a museum, on a museum, no, it's at a museum. It has some little historical structures around it, and there it is, looking precious. So this building is a historic schoolhouse, and this little library is painted red to match it, and there's some doggies over there. That one's got a sweater on. Let's see what's in here. Alright, several kids' books in the bottom. And then up top. Oh, that looks like something I'm not interested in. I'm not sure what that is. John Grisham. I have never read anything by him, but I know Jane Reeds talks about him a lot. I think these are like legal books. Another legal type book, it looks like. What's this? Okay, more kids stuff. Oh, there's some stuff in the back. This is a book of the month pick. No idea what it's about. And then this is a psychological suspense. Probably too dark for me, so I'm not going to take anything from this library. To make up for the last one, though, I am going to leave this copy of Anne of Green Gables down here with the kiddo books. So there we go. Here we are at Little Free Library number 6. This one's also pretty tiny, but we'll see what we got. Donna Tartt. I've definitely heard of her before. What is this about? I don't know about that. That looks kind of interesting. Okay, I don't think I'm going to take anything, but I will leave something again to make up for that other one where I took multiple books. So here we go. All right, we are on the way to Little Free Library number 7, and it's actually in an Arboretum, so we're walking over there. I've got my bag of books to trade out. This one's really cute too. It's got like little bees and flowers on it. Really cute little flower handle. All right. I'm gonna have to take everything out of here to see what's in the back. No. I don't recognize any of these names. Now this looks like something I would like. Okay, I think I'm gonna take this one. And the rest of these, I think I'm gonna leave them behind. I'm gonna drop off a little cozy mystery. All right, number 7 down. Little Free Library number 8. This one is at another church. And it also has a flag. I haven't seen one with a flag before, so that's fun. See what's inside. I think I'm going to take this. This is something I'm interested in. And I'm going to leave this copy of Persuasion. Alrighty guys, we are at number 8 or 9 Little Free Library. I can't remember, I've lost track, but I think this is going to be the last one for the day. This one's pretty neat. It's also at a church. It's at a Quaker, well, it's at a Quaker meeting house, I should say, not a church necessarily. And there is a lot going on in here. Got a lot of kids' books. Oh, Magic Tree House. I loved those when I was a kid. What is this? Oh, see, here's more from the Mitford series, but where's the first book, y'all? Knights in Rodanthe. I kind of want to read this because I've never read a Nicholas Sparks book. Let's look over here. Okay, Lee Strobel. I've heard a lot about him. Never read anything by him, so I might take this. Also, the air conditioning or something kicked on in there, so sorry if you can hear that. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna leave this copy of Ben-Hur. I actually really like this book, but this copy is not my favorite. I want to get a nicer edition. Alright, there we go. See you next time. Okay, I said that was the last one, but we found this on the way home, so I'm gonna check this one out. Hey guys, so I'm officially back from my quest to visit little free libraries today. I originally planned to only visit 2 or 3, but it was so fun going to all of them, and especially in the last 2 cities we went to, they were really close together. So I was actually able to visit 10 little free libraries in one day, which is so awesome. And I got a grand total of 8 books, which I'm going to talk about right now. I was hoping to get a book from every single little library, but it just didn't work out. Okay, so the first book I want to talk about is The Echo of Old Books by Barbara Davis. It looks like this, and yes, the cover is what drew me straight to it when I saw it in the library. I had never heard of this book or this author before seeing it today, but when I checked on Goodreads before I picked it up, because I always check Goodreads to see like content warnings and stuff, I saw that 5 of my Goodreads friends have this on their TBR, so I thought, clearly I'm missing something because apparently this is a very popular book and I trust my friends and what they want to read. So based on that alone, I thought it was something I might be interested in. And the back does sound pretty intriguing. It's about a girl named Ashlyn who is a rare book dealer, which sounds like the best job in the world. How do I get that job? And she finds a pair of handwritten manuscripts or volumes, I believe, that each tell a story. It's the same story but from 2 different point of views. And they conflict, so she gets caught up in a decades-old literary mystery. And she wants to find out the truth and all that stuff. So yeah, sounds pretty interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. Looking inside, I'm not sure if this is a letter or part of those manuscripts, but it kind of looks like it might have some epistolary elements, which is fun. And also in Goodreads, this is labeled as historical fiction, mystery, and magical realism. I don't think I've ever read a magical realism book. I'm not even sure what that actually means, so it'll be kind of fun to try out something new with this book. Next up, I got Happiness is a Choice, a manual on the symptoms, causes, and cures of depression. And this book is a little bit outdated probably, but it really stuck out to me because I do personally struggle a lot with anxiety and depression. So this just immediately caught my eye. And the fact that it's from a Christian perspective, it's actually published by Baker, I thought was really great because I always want to deal with my problems, no matter what they are, from a Christian worldview and with biblical advice and everything. And on the back of this book, it says, I'm a Christian, why do I feel so depressed? And that's definitely a question that I've asked myself before, and I think a lot of people kind of have this idea that Christians should always be happy-go-lucky and never ever feel sad about anything, and they definitely shouldn't fall into dark depressions, which is unfortunately not true. And when people think that, I'm like, have you heard of Job? Like the book of Job or Job the man? But moving on from that, I'm very curious to see what these 2 doctors who wrote this book have to say about depression and all the biblical advice they have to give for it. I did kind of skim through this book before I picked it up, and it has direct Bible quotes in it, which I think is great, and I'm just really looking forward to diving into it. The 3rd book I have here is actually the first one I picked up. It's Forgiving What You Can't Forget by Lisa TerKeurst. And like I said, when I was at that little free library, I've heard Oshina talk about this book and she said it was really good. So I thought I would give it a try. This is a Christian self-help book that deals with breaking the cycle of unresolved pain and basically letting go of resentment and overcoming the difficulty of forgiving people who have hurt you, but they haven't changed or apologized. So it sounds like it's going to be a very deep book. I might have to kind of go into this with a very open mind because sometimes stuff like this really affects me deeply and I don't want to like throw myself into a funk by reading it. But I do think I'll get a lot out of this, and the best part is that this author, am I even saying her name right? Lisa TerKeurst? I hope that's somewhat correct, but she's actually been through this stuff, so I think it'll help a lot knowing that the author isn't just writing advice, but she's writing from personal experience as well. Okay, then I picked up The Saga of the Pony Express by Joseph J. DeSerto. This I got for my sister, as I said earlier. She loves these types of random historical books, especially about the Old West. I'm going to give this directly to her. If it's really good, she'll give it back to me and I can read it. But yeah, it's nothing that interesting. It's exactly what it sounds like. It does have pictures, which is fun, but we'll see if I end up ever reading it. I will put my Goodreads down below, so if you want to follow along there, you'll see if I ever get to this book. Okay, then I got Yearning for the Heavenly Country, Sermons on the Spiritual Realm by John Wesley. This really interested me because I've never read anything from John Wesley before, at least not that I remember. But on the back, it said he was known for his writings on the practical Christian life. It also says he talks a lot about the spiritual struggle involved in living out your faith, always being watchful and praying so we don't fall into temptation, which that's something I've read about a lot from Spurgeon, and I do like when other pastors or Christians bring that up. I think it's super important to be watchful and pray. It has a little list of the sermons right here, and the topics are pretty interesting. It's of hell, on eternity, Satan's devices, spiritual idolatry, the great assize. What does assize mean? The general deliverance on faith, of evil angels, of good angels, spiritual worship, the new creation, and the spirit of bondage and adoption. So yeah, some very interesting topics. I'm excited to read this. As I said, have never read from John Wesley before, and I definitely don't hear about him as much as some of the other famous pastors from the before times. So this should be very educational, informative, and hopefully beneficial. Okay, next I got The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren, and honestly, I didn't plan to take this with me from that one little free library at that first church I went to. I went to the one at the Baptist church. That was the stained glass one. Then there was that one at the Moravian church, which was the one that had the flag, and then the one at the Quaker Meeting House. So this is from the Baptist church, which was the one that had like a stuffed full little free library, and I could not get the books to go back in there. So I couldn't get this book back in there, and I felt like I had to take it, so I did take it. It's not that I don't want to read this, it's just that this isn't a question that I've ever asked myself. However, I do plan to read it now that I have it because I've heard very good things about it, and I don't think it can hurt. I just flipped to a random page and they're talking about C.S. Lewis though, so that's always a good sign. Okay, moving on. Then I got The Case for Christmas by Lee Strobel. I've also never read anything by him, but I believe he's a journalist who does like a variety of investigations into Christianity. Yeah, on the back it says he has The Case for Faith, The Case for Christ, The Case for a Creator, and so on. So I'm very curious to see what this is about. I'm guessing he's a Christian. I think it would be kind of weird to write these if you weren't a Christian, but I think he does interviews and things with people, so yeah, it should be a very fun read. It's also really short, so it should be a quick, easy read. The last book I got is very random. It's Because of Winn-Dixie by Kate DiCamillo. I saw this in the last little free library we went to, and I remembered that I read this in school, I think in 3rd or 4th grade. We had to read this. But I have no idea what this book is about. I don't remember it at all. I guess I didn't like it because if I had liked it, I probably would remember it, although maybe not because 4th grade was like 2 decades ago for me now. So I picked it up and I thought I could just blow through it probably in a couple of hours one evening to see what it's about. And I'm also trying to read more middle grade now, as y'all know. I guess this is middle grade, or maybe it's just children's, but either way, I'm trying to read more of those books lately. I've been super into it. So yeah, that was my last little free library pick. Okay, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'd be super curious to know if you've ever been to a little free library and what your best find was. Like I said, was hoping to find more books today, but overall I think I got a really good mix of books. I'm already looking forward to going back to some little free libraries in the future, so I might vlog that again if you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, and I also wanted to say thank y'all so much for 100 subscribers. I was so happy to see that. I'm really grateful my channel is growing and I hope it continues to do so. I just really feel like called to do this book channel and help spread the word about Christian books and Christian fiction, so I'm super thrilled to have all y'all here with me on this journey. Okay, I think that's all I had to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!